Welcome to SPR IAS Academy. In this video lecture, we are going to see about the Hindu newspaper analysis of 16th December 2017. This is the first page of the Hindu newspaper, and in this page there are two important articles were present from the perspective of UPSC Civil Services examination. Now let us see detailing what are all those articles. The first article is regarding the triple talaq issue. Actually, we know that the Supreme Court of India in its landmark verdict has made it clear that the instant triple talaq is illegal and unconstitutional. On following this cue, now the Union Government of India is planning to propose a new bill on this regard. The bill is termed as the Muslim Women's Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill. This bill is dealing about the triple talaq issue. The primary objective of this Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill is to provide a shield to the helpless victims of triple talaq. First, you have to know what is triple talaq. The triple talaq is one of the provision of the Muslim law according to which a husband can divorce his wife by simply saying talaq for 3 times. That is what known as triple talaq custom. Recently, this practice of pronouncing instant triple talaq is completely termed as illegal and void by the Supreme Court of India. But still, the practice of triple talaq is followed in the states of Uttar Pradesh and also in the state of Bihar. So as a result, the Union Government has decided to bring a new bill on this regard, and the bill is termed as the Muslim Women's Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill. Now, once this bill is passed in the House of Parliament, the person who is violating this bill will be punishable up to the imprisonment of 3 years of time period, as well as that person can be fined by the court of law. Here you have to note down, this bill is applicable only to the instant triple talaq and to the victims of triple talaq. And according to this bill, the instant triple talaq include the triple talaq which is conveyed through oral mode or written mode or electronic mode. All these form of triple talaq are completely banned. And this new bill provides for the subsistence allowance for the victims of triple talaq issue. Apart from that, since this Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill is passed in the Parliament of India or going to be passed in the Parliament of India, it is applicable to all the states of India except Jammu and Kashmir, because Jammu and Kashmir is protected with the Article 370 of Indian Constitution. The Article 370 is the special provision which is provided for the Jammu and Kashmir in this regard. The second important article is regarding the Aadhaar bill. Actually, this article is very much important from the perspective of General Studies Paper 2 of UPSC Civil Services examination. Actually, this article says that the Supreme Court of India has clarified that an Aadhaar holder have to furnish his unique Aadhaar identification number to open a new bank account. That is the announcement made by Supreme Court of India. And the last date which is meant for linking the Aadhaar card to the existing bank accounts is extended to the day of March 31 of 2018. Earlier it is declared as December 31. Also, the Supreme Court order has extended the deadline for mobile phone Aadhaar linkage also from the February 6, 2018 to March 31, 2018. Similarly, this Supreme Court order has also increased the deadline of Aadhaar linkages to avail the 139 services and subsidies under the Section 7 of Aadhaar Act to the March 31, 2018. Recently, the Supreme Court of India has stated that every citizen has the right to privacy. That is, the privacy is a fundamental right. That is what said by the Supreme Court of India in recent landmark verdict. Now, on the viewpoint of this verdict, the imposition of Aadhaar on the citizen is considered as a violation of the privacy of the citizen. So many of them were opposing the Aadhaar card and Aadhaar bill altogether. And another important opposition is India does not have a separate data protection law. As a result, the violation or breach of cyber security in the Aadhaar data will lead on to the huge crisis to the citizen. So this is also one of the issue which is not yet addressed. As a result, many of them were opposing the imposition of Aadhaar on the citizens. That is what all about this article, and we have covered a lot regarding this Aadhaar bill topic in our official website. You can read all those things in our website by downloading our app. This is page number 5 of Hindu newspaper, and in this page there are 4 important articles were present. One article is regarding National Green Tribunal, and another article is regarding the tobacco pictorial warning, and the third important article is regarding the Ken Bidwa project, and the fourth important article is regarding the right of persons with disability. This article is regarding the National Green Tribunal. In order to save the river Ganga from the pollution, the National Green Tribunal has banned the usage of plastic in the region of Haridwar and Rishikesh in the Uttarakhand. And the National Green Tribunal also banned the sale, manufacture and storage of all such kind of plastic items starting from the area of Haridwar Rishikesh to the area of Uttarkashi in the Uttarakhand. In this region, the plastic is completely banned by the National Green Tribunal. And the National Green Tribunal has clearly stated that the towns which were adjacent to the river Ganga and its tributaries in the state of Uttarakhand is the region in which the plastic is completely banned. And the Green Tribunal also says that the persons who were violating this guidelines, that is the persons who were using this plastic in this region, will be fined by rupees 5,000, and actions will also be taken against the officials who have failed to take proper precautionary measures in this regard. These actions are taken by the National Green Tribunal due to the recent report which is submitted by the Central Pollution Control Board. Recently, the Central Pollution Control Board has stated that the 543 km stretch between the Haridwar and Kanpur is the region which were completely affected due to the heavy pollution from 1072 polluting industries adjacent to the river Ganga. So as a result, these industrial waste which is released by these industries into the Ganga is heavily polluting the river Ganga and its tributaries. There are a lot of heavy metals and pesticides were mixed in the river Ganga. So in order to protect the river Ganga, the National Green Tribunal is taking lot of steps, and one among the steps is the banning of plastics in this region. This article is very much important from the perspective of the General Studies Paper 3 of UPSC Civil Services Examination. So now moving on to the next topic. The second article is regarding the tobacco pictorial warning. This is also one of the important topic because it is dealing about the social issue, that is usage of tobacco. Here, before going to this topic, first you have to know what is the background of this topic. Initially, in the year of 2014, the Indian Union government has brought some rules. According to that rules, 85% of the area of the tobacco product package have to cover with the warnings due to the usage of that particular tobacco. This announcement of rules by the Union government is supported by wide variety of citizens, and many of the social rights activists also supported this move. But a minor community of the tobacco manufacturers have filed against these rules in the respective high courts and stated that these rules were unconstitutional. Since many such cases were filed in the states of Karnataka, Calcutta, Delhi, Bombay, Gujarat and Rajasthan, the Supreme Court has decided to transfer all such cases to the High Court of Karnataka. And after 3 years of proper scrutiny, the Karnataka High Court has unanimously decided that this 2014 rules of Union Government regarding 85% of the tobacco pictorial warning is unconstitutional. And the Karnataka High Court also said that this 2014 rules will be replaced by the Union Government rules of 2008 regarding the tobacco pictorial warnings. The 2008 rules mandates the tobacco manufacturers to have 40% of the area of the package to be marked with the warnings of the tobacco usage. And the Karnataka High Court has stated the reason for the 2014 rules of tobacco pictorial warning mandating 85% of the pictorial warning is the rules were violating the Article 77 of the Conduct of Business of Government of India, and also these rules were violation of the transaction of business and also the fundamental right of Article 19 Clause 1 Clause G. And Article 19 Clause 1 Clause G states that every citizen of India has the right to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business in the India. That is what all about this article. Now moving on to next. The third important topic of this page is regarding the Ken-Betwa River Interlinking project. Here you have to note down, the Ken-Betwa River Interlinking project is carried out between the states of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. And this Ken-Betwa River Interlinking project is the first river interlinking project in India, and it is termed as a model for rest of the river interlinking projects in India. The Union Government has allocated around 18,000 crore for this Ken-Betwa River Interlinking project, and this Ken-Betwa River project is consisting of two phases of the project activity, and the first phase of project of Ken-Betwa River Interlinking consists of building a Daudon dam and also constructing a long canal to transfer the excess water from the river Ken and irrigate the adjacent region, especially the Bundelkhand region of the state of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Do note it down, it is one of the important preliminary point. The Daudon dam is being constructed in the river Ken. Now, the phase 1 of this interlinking project is faced with some hurdles. As a result, the time period for completion of this project is keep on extending. As a result, the cost is also escalating. So, to compensate for the rise of cost, the state government, especially the state of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, were decided to include certain projects which were envisaged in the second phase of the Ken-Betwa project into the first phase of the Ken-Betwa project. By doing this, both the state governments have been planning to receive extra money from the Union Government. So, both of them were willing to implement the micro irrigation project in the phase 1 of the Ken-Betwa River Interlinking project itself. That is what all about this article. For further details regarding various interlinking projects, especially the river interlinking projects, do visit our official homepage or download our Android app from the Google Play Store. This is the fourth important article of this page, and this article is discussing about the right to dignity of the disabled persons. Yesterday, the Supreme Court of India has directed the Union Government to make all the government offices to be accessible by persons with disability. That is, the Supreme Court wants all the government office buildings to be restructured or the infrastructure have to be altered in order to make it accessible to the persons with disabilities. And the cutoff date for making these infrastructure changes is fixed as June of 2019. That is, after 2019, all the government buildings have to be completely available or accessible to the persons with disabilities. The Supreme Court of India also states that at least 20 to 50 buildings in the 50 leading cities of India have to be accessible by the persons with disability within this December of 2017. And the Supreme Court of India also said that 50% of all the government buildings in the national capital, that is Delhi, as well as and the state capital have to be disabled friendly by the December 2018. That is within a year, the 50% of the government buildings have to be disabled friendly. That is the mandate which is provided by the Supreme Court in this regard. This is page 13 of the Hindu newspaper, and this page has 3 important articles. The articles were, the first article is regarding the custom duty, the second article is regarding the merchant discount rate, and the third article is regarding the RBI announcements. This is the first important article from this page, and this article is discussing about the custom duty. Recently, the Ministry of Finance has issued a notification, and according to its notification, the Union government has increased the custom duty on several electronic items like the mobile phones, televisions and microwaves. That is, the custom duty on the mobile phones have been increased to 15% from the previous 10% of custom duty, and the custom duty of products like the microwaves have been increased to 20% from the previous 10%. First of all, you have to know what is meant by custom duty. Actually, the custom duty is the duty which is paid to the Union government whenever a product is imported from the other nation to India. That is, whenever a product is imported, the custom duty have to be paid to the Union government. Now, due to this increase in the custom duty, the cost of import will increase. That is, the product which is imported will be high in price value. As a result, the demand for import is keep on decreasing. This trend results in the demand for the home products. As a result, it will give a fillip to the Make in India program. Here you have to note down, this increase in the custom duty results in 2 advantages to the Union government. The first advantage is it will increase the revenue of the Union government of India, and the second advantage is it will encourage the manufacturing of value addition in India. As a result, it is a double bonus for Indian government. Here you have to note down that this notification issued by this Ministry of Finance is made under the emergency powers which is included in the custom law. So as a result, the other manufacturing sector may also demand for similar kind of protection from the imports. So it is one of the important problems which have to be dealt carefully by the Ministry of Finance in coming days. That is what all about this topic. Now moving on to next topic. The second article in this page is about the merchant discount rate. This merchant discount rate is the amount which is payable by the merchant to the bank at the point of sale of merchant. Yesterday, the central government has announced that the Union government will reimburse the merchant discount rate for the digital transactions up to the money value of Rs 2000 for the next 2 years of time period. Actually, this announcement is made by the Union government to boost the digital transactions in India. Generally, even though the people were having the debit cards as well as the Beam app as well as AEPS platform, but still they prefer to pay the payment only in a cash mode. The reason is the people in general were not interested or don't interested in paying the MDR, that is merchant discount rate. As a result, the digital payment or digital transaction is not growing at a optimum phase. In order to remove this hurdle, now the Union government has decided to reimburse the merchant discount rate which is applicable on the digital transaction up to Rs 2000 for the next 2 years of time period. So it will boost up the digital transaction in India. Now, this announcement of Union government will cost about Rs 2500 crore to the exchequer. According to the government estimation, it will cost around Rs 1050 crore for the financial year of 2018 to 2019, and it will cost around Rs 1462 crore for the year of 2019 to 2020. And the government has also created a separate committee comprising of Secretary, Department of Financial Service, Secretary of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and also the CEO of the National Payment Corporation of India to look into the various issues associated with this move. And that is what all about this article. Now let us move on to next article. This is the third important article from this page, and this article is important from the perspective of General Studies Paper 3 of UPSC Civil Services Mains Examination. Here on closer look, this article is dealing with lot of factual matters. So I am just simply reading the factual data, just note it down. Actually, the Indian gross domestic product is shown a good amount of rise after a 4-quarter of slowdown. That is, the second quarter of this financial year has recorded 6.3% of growth in the GDP. It is rising from the 5.7% in the previous quarter's growth rate. And the short-term disruptions which were caused due to the demonetization and the goods and service tax implementation have all bottomed out. As a result, the economy is started to grow. So, it clearly shows that even though the goods and service tax has paralyzed the economic activity in India for the short term, but still the goods and service tax is efficiency augmenting in the medium to long term. That is what said by the Reserve Bank of India regarding this present growth rate of India. And the Reserve Bank of India chief has said that the current account deficit is at the manageable level, that is at the sustainable level. Here you have to note down what is meant by current account deficit. The current account deficit is one of the concepts regarding the balance of trade. Whenever the balance of trade is surplus, that is whenever the import is less than the export, then in those scenarios we are having the surplus. Whenever the export is less than the import, that is we are importing a lot when compared to export, then in those scenarios the deficit will occur. And at present the current account deficit of India is stable. And this article is also discussing about the Monetary Policy Committee's decision. Here you have to note down, the Monetary Policy Committee is the decision-making authority of Reserve Bank of India regarding the policy matters. For the past few months, the Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee has decided to keep the policy, especially the interest rates, unchanged. The reason is the Monetary Policy Committee is having some concerns regarding the India's inflation outlook. As a result, at present the Reserve Bank of India is maintaining the neutral policy stance in this regard. That is what all about this article. Now moving on to next. This is page number 6 of Hindu newspaper, and it contains the editorial page of Hindu newspaper. Here, all the 4 articles which were given were very much important. The first important article is discussing about the World Trade Organization, and the second article is discussing about the India's TB problem, that is tuberculosis problem, and the third article is discussing about the non-performing asset, that is it is discussing about the insolvency and the bankruptcy code. And final article or the major article is very much important from the perspective of the India-China relationship, that is it is coming under the international relations. This fourth article is very much important from the perspective of General Studies Paper 2. Now let us go detailedly into each and every article individually. The first article is about the World Trade Organization's recent meeting. This article is very much important from the perspective of the General Studies Paper 3 of UPSC Civil Services Examination. Here, recently the World Trade Organization's Ministerial Conference have taken place in the Argentina. That is, it is taken place in the capital city of Argentina. We have discussed a lot regarding this WTO meet in our yesterday's newspaper analysis. So, I am little bit fasting up in this topic. Actually, no concurrent or final decision have been taken place regarding any major issue in this World Trade Organization. Initially, the United States of America has blocked the India and other developing nations' attempt to discuss regarding the food security issue. Almost 100 developing nations have moved some documents regarding the food security issue in this World Trade Organization's ministerial conference. But unfortunately, the United States of America has blocked this discussion. So as a result, all these developing nations, including India and China, is very much disappointed with the United States of America in this regard. But still, the India and other developing nations have managed to make the peace clause agreement, which is signed in the year of 2013, to remain in operation till the next ministerial conference, that is, till the next year's ministerial conference. And apart from these issues, this World Trade Organization's 2017 ministerial conference of Argentina has also failed to make any kind of progress in the terms of making a major discussions regarding e-commerce and other important commitment related to the fishing subsidies. The reason for blockage in making the final decision regarding the e-commerce and other matters is the India and other developing nations want to first finish the major issues which were initiated in the Doha round of 2001 conference first and take any other new issues in later period. That is the demand which is provided by the developing nations. But instead, the developing West nations, that is United States of America and the European Union, want to make the binding discussion on the fast track e-commerce project, as well as the developing nations were demanding to make the commitment on the fishing subsidies. Apart from that, the USA is also haven't taken any kind of solid decision regarding the Doha round of 2001. The reason is the United States of America says that it want to have some clarified understanding regarding the terms like development which is provided in the Doha round of 2001. And the USA is also stating that members of this World Trade Organization is trying to take advantage by using these exemptions, and the USA is saying that some of the richest countries like China is also claiming to coming under this status. That is the problem with Doha round of 2001. It is what said by the United States of America. And the USA along with European Union and Japan were critical regarding the China. They says that the China is practicing the trade distorting practices like overcapacity and mandatory technology transfer policies. In countering this issue, China along with India countered the Western nations, stating that these Western nations, that is European Union as well as the United States of America, were indulging in the trade distorting farm subsidies. As a result, due to this series of blockages, no final decision have been taken in any of the major issues. So as a result, this WTO meet is more of a failure than success. The second article is regarding the tuberculosis. In India, there were around 35 lakh people were diagnosed with the tuberculosis, and recently the central government TB division has said that the union government will provide rupees 500 a month to the TB patients who were registered in India. This 500 rupees of money is meant for the offset for the loss of wage which they have incurred due to the tuberculosis, as well as this 500 rupees is meant for the travel and nutrition need of this patient. In general, the malnutrition is the major cause for the complication of tuberculosis. Low body mass index and the low amount of nutrition or nutrition deficiency is the major reason for the increase in TB. Recent study has found out that almost half of the adults who have the tuberculosis problem in India is suffering from the malnutrition problem, and there is some kind of a linkage is available between the malnutrition to the TB problem, but still enough study is not done in this regard. So in this scenario, the rupees 500 which is provided by the union government alone will not be sufficient to eradicate the TB in India. So we have to augment this rupees 500 with some other options or some other policy measures. Recently, the Central TB Division has provided two important recommendations to the Union Government of India for quick fastening the eradication of TB. The first recommendation is to develop the ration which is distributed to the PDS, that is Public Distribution System, to the families of tuberculosis patients. By doing this, they can make sure that these families does not share their TB to the other people. And the second recommendation is the corresponding TB patient have to be provided with additional supplement of high protein intake. That is, they have to be provided with the oil seeds and the dried milk powder by the PDS system, and it is only for the patient and not for the patient's family. So by doing this, the TB can be considerably reduced, because by doing this the malnutrition is reduced. As a result, the TB will also be reduced. That is what all the important points from this topic. Now moving on to next. That is what all about today's newspaper analysis, that is 16th December 2017 newspaper analysis. For further information regarding UPSC Civil Services examination and for further current affair articles, download our SVR IAS Academy Android app from the Google Play Store. Thank you.